Hello, 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 everybody. And thank you, all of you early birds. Let me go up to the top. Okay, so why isn't this stopping? Okay, so y'all, Maria Graham, welcome. Almost Homesteading with Janet, PIA. Okay, let me go up. Let me get it. Okay, that's one way to get rid of it. Poof, go away. So, my Renaissance Gma, thank you for coming and welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I apologize for being a couple minutes late. I was getting ready, and I think I'm going to change the subject of today. Oh, Maria Graham, thank you. You guys are so funny about my hair or my lack of knowing how to do hair. Who did I just see? Mike. Thanks for coming and welcome. So, some of you have been following me know that I've started on a new hair journey, and it's all natural, like all my own color, no chemicals, no anything. And Mona did what? Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I was trying to lock it, but what lock it means, like you make it so it stays permanently twisted in some type of a conformation, except that my hair is not doing what I expected it to do. It's not doing what my sister's hair does. It's not doing what anybody else's hair does. And the times I'm most rushed, didn't have time for anything, that's when you all say, Auntie Ellen, I like your hair. PIA can't speak individually. She's driving. Happy Thursday. She'll be in the bushes for a bit. So, if there's anybody that I missed, I apologize. I'm attempting to go the into the chat on my phone, but of course, Murphy's Law is in effect, and anything that can go wrong will go wrong. I don't want to go visit the site. I want to go to my own site. Okay. I want to go live. There we are. They changed my configuration. And here we are. It says 4 are watching, but I know that's not true because at least 10 of you have been here. Yes. So let me go in and see what you're saying. Oh, you love my background. I did finish this quote, you guys. And this is my version of an Underground Railroad story quilt. The I have the book of an Underground Railroad quilt that's kind of famous that everybody patterns theirs off of. And my legend is sort of similar, but my blocks are different. The reason my blocks are different is because I bought all this. This quilt is done completely in batiks. As you can see, the blue ones, the purple, the browns, the whatever. I'll see if I can pull it. I don't want to tear it. The boat is over here. Okay. The boat is over here. There are a couple blocks over there. I will show it. And uh, what other people put in those blocks. I used bigger blocks. Why? Because I had all these beautiful fabrics, all these amazing batiks that I paid look, look, my kids' inheritance for, and I didn't want to chop it up in small pieces. I wanted to see the fabrics. I wanted the fabrics speak for the quilt. This is a log cabin, a Flying Dutchman. This is a traditional railroad, bow ties, bear's paw, just different blocks. So I'm getting it ready for next year because I don't know if there's going to be a Black History Month. I don't know if there's going to be a Juneteenth, but that goes to what I was talking about or going to talk about today, and that's being ready for whatever happens. So just before I got ready to go live here today, the square glasses that I wear that are kind of gold, I went to put them on because they're glare proof, they're this, they're that, they're whatever, and they're transitional. And one of the lenses was gone. I have no idea where it is or where I lost it. And then I said, look, Coochie Coochie. I have no idea where it is. I'm sure it's around here somewhere. Someday it'll be found in all this stuff. And I had such a busy day, a crazy week. So, woosa about this quilt, y'all. And I did Maria Graham. I did hand sew. I sewed the binding on from the front. And for my quilts that I do care, I belong to the I Do Not Care Club, but the ones I do care about and I want to show or exhibit for the snobs that want to criticize, hey y'all, check this one out. But on the other hand, I have other quilts that I'm doing where I don't care, like this one. I don't care about the rules. I want to do whatever I want to do. I want to do what the spirit, any spirit provides for me to do. This one is I started caring, but it's an original quilt and I'm big stitching it and I was going to work on it today, but I didn't have time. Speaking of the I Do Not Care Club, I usually don't start out. First, let me welcome all of you. If you're here for the first time, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome. Those of you who are subscribers, moderators, I appreciate each and every one of you. And guess what? Dolores is so sweet. If those of you who do not know, Dolores01, I will tag her in the chat. She sent Auntie Ellen a text today and it said, congratulations. It said, hi, Erica Taylor, if I didn't say hello. It said, congratulations on your YouTube anniversary. So apparently, excuse me, I have been on YouTube 4 years. I wasn't a content creator all of that time. I didn't become a content creator until about a little over a year later on my birthday. I hope your migraine gets better, Mona. Turn the lights off and lay down and get cool. And I come in yours for the watch time. I turn it on the TV. I'm doing something else on the computer, on the phone, but I try to make sure that the channels that support me, I support them as well. So, we're going back to the I do not care club or being prepared for whatever. I want to show you a couple of things where I did care. I had a question yesterday about paper piecing. So, hey Hershey, how are you doing? This was my Gaston Peacemakers badge and a couple quilt show badges. I mean pins on here, and I actually paper pieced it. Someone was asking me about that. I very seldom paper piece. I don't like it. I don't care about it. I don't care how many hundreds of years it is old. But as you see, this is a very, very small piece. So for small pieces, it's okay to paper piece to get the points on point. Before Mona leaves, she'll tell you those points are on point. Everyone is perfect. Why? Because I know those hens were going to be looking at it. First thing they do is turn over the back and look at it. So it's actually an Ohio Star, and I paper pieced it. I guess it's 4 inches. It's very intricate, very detailed. I think that after over 70 years of sewing, I can sew a straight line. I know where a 1/4 inch is. You know, it's like when you're cooking and you can guesstimate whatever it is. And then the bottom is of some embroidery I did for the Carolina Long Arm Association. I used to be a member, actually on the board of directors, and a quilt show judge, excuse me, for long arm quilting. And the beads, this chain, I beaded it. My hair is so big I can barely get it on my neck. But when I go to quilt shows and stuff like that to show that I am a quilter, I sometimes put it on. And then I made this beaded top. And you see these beads with the little black metal? These are handmade glass beads, handmade. Actually, I'm going to take it back off so that I can show you guys, because all of the ones like this, Auntie Joanne, maybe that's the only one. I took something apart, but my sister hand makes glass beads. She's a glass artist. Francesca, I'm well today. How are you doing? How are you doing? I appreciate uh, everything that you do. I was just looking at this pin that says "I sing behind the plow." So let's talk about being prepared. Like, of course, I have a gazillion pairs of glasses around here. These are real glasses from the ophthalmologist. I go see like 10 different eye specialists at Yale. At one time, they thought I would be able to get my vision back in both eyes, but I don't. I'm totally blind in my left eye, but I have 20/20 vision, like if I want to drive or do anything else with this eye. But for reading up close computer work, Francesca says she's in some pain with her wrist, but otherwise, well. So I want to tell you about how my week started. So Sunday, of course, I go to church every Sunday. My church is quite some distance away. It's like 2 hours away because of traffic nowadays, at least 2 hours. So I go online. It's the same church I have belonged to for about 75 years. 70, well over 70 years. I was baptized there. My mother watches church online, and my sister Joanne Stevens watches online. She may or may not be able to be in the chat. Hopefully, she's taking a nap because she's dealing with some things and she didn't get much sleep last night. So if she comes in and tells you about it, it's okay, but I won't. So Sunday after church, I took my mother some fish and I went to visit her. She wasn't actually feeling the best that day, but I hope that my visit cheered her up some. And she really enjoyed the fish. She loves fish. We were talking about how she felt when she suddenly said, "Well, did you bring the fish?" I did. You know me. I was yapping. So this T-shirt says Arts Festival, International Festival of Arts and Ideas. So about 20 years ago, I was one of their paid artists to go throughout the city and teach different art media. I'm a mixed media artist. I prefer quilting. I paint, I draw, I do a little bit of anything, arts and crafts. The traditional heritage crafts like embroidery, needlepoint, crewel, which is just embroidery with a special type of thick thread, is called crewel. Mother Maria Graham is saying hi. Mike is saying hi. So I have a vehicle, you guys. I can drive if I want to. I don't want to. I don't want to. I miss half the stuff with one eye. I don't enjoy it, and it's painful driving. I have a titanium hip, two titanium knees. I have neuropathy. My circulation is bad. And anytime I sit and drive for an hour or more continuously with my legs down, it's a problem. But I do make sure that I go visit my mom. It's a privilege. It's a gift. It's a gift from God to be. I will be 77 years old in November, and I'm claiming it. And still have my mother on earth. I'm claiming that too. She's 94, will be 95 on September 1st. So go, mom. I jumped in the car to go see her. I don't know how this happened, but I don't drive the car, so I didn't look at the needle, the what the gas was, whatever it was the last time I was in it. Weeks, you know, and I looked and it was less than a quarter of a tank. Well, it's about an hour each way to go there and come back. So I'm like, oh darn, but I want to get there. And I got there, spent a long day. Hey, you grow, thank you. Thank you. I like being chauffeured. And as a disabled senior, I can ride the handicap bus for free. I was on it this morning. I had to go somewhere and do some things with a friend of mine. We went on our monthly shopping trip and came back. Then immediately I had to go to the foot doctor. She and I went on the handicap bus. Then after that, I had an appointment with the foot doctor. So I drove there because I didn't have time to wait for another handicap bus. You have to book it 2 days in advance, and it's a half-hour wait on either end to go someplace that's literally in walking distance, less than a quarter of a mile, a half a mile, something like that. So away I went. But speaking about mom, so when I left there, right, I put in the GPS coordinates because I'm I even though I can visually see where I'm going, I kind of know where I'm going. I I like her to call out what the street is. Okay, at the second light, get in your left hand lane and turn left. It keeps me on point. So I looked in, the directions were sending me all this cockamamie way. I'm like, I don't usually go this way. I don't usually go this way. So an alarm was going off in my head. Then I realized, uh-oh, I'm about to go over to the street past mom's house. Oh, shoot. That means they're sending me to Interstate 95. So I hook, not a Yui, I make a right turn. Then I go all the way back, almost to where I started from the rest home, the rehab where mom was. And I'm like, oh, this is burning up an extra mile or two of gas. I kind of thought I could make it there and back with that one quarter tank. So then I get on the Merritt Parkway, and I'm like, oh shoot, this is why. And I passed a gas station before I got on the parkway, right? Because I said, well, I can make it. I can make it. So as soon as I get on the parkway, it's gridlock. It's bumper to bumper. Then the telephone, the GPS tells me it's an hour and a half to get to my destination, to get home. I'm like, what? This car is not going to go an hour and a half. Not a big Jeep Grand Cherokee, unless by now I had like about an eighth of a tank. As soon as I hop up there, the light comes on. Oh, beans. So I turned the AC off, and I said, this is going to save some gas. And we're going. It was worse than Thanksgiving traffic, worse than Christmas traffic. It was bad. So I finally made it. There had been an accident in the left hand lane of this 2-lane parkway that doesn't even have, like, that little lane over there in the gravel. So I get off and I go over to get the gas, and where the station is, where the restrooms are, every single slot in front of it is full. So I go over where you get the gas, and there are cars parked at the pumps. Why? Because there's no place in front of the building. So then, like, the car in front of me, the car stops, 4 doors open, the trunk. It's like all these kids jump out. They're running to the bathroom, leaving their car parked at the tank. And all over the gas station, cars were just parked. People were jumping out, running to the bathroom, coming back to get their gas. I'm like, oh, heck to the no. Double E rails, Mike. So I get back on the highway, no gas, plus all the time that I waited over there. So I said, well, I know there's another one before I get off this thingy and pull off on, where I get off. So luckily I got off, went in there. I didn't feel like standing there. And did I have a cash issue? Oh, I did not have a lot of cash, but I used my card, even though the gas was more expensive using it. I only put $10 in, but I knew from there I could go 5x it to get home. Huh, huh. So it's been a crazy week. Yesterday, my helper and I went shopping, and I went to Walmart because I was going to get some cash out, cash, and I wanted to go to the farmers market, a really nice farmers market. So we went over there, and we got a bunch of stuff. While I was in Walmart, I got two 18 packs of eggs because it's not time for my farm delivery. I get delivery from a neighbor who has a farm with fresh hen eggs, right? So I got the eggs, a few other things. Then when we get to the parking lot where she lets me out to go in, load my cart, she opens the back of her SUV, and guess what? A bag turned over. Both cartons of eggs fell on the ground. There are eggs rolling all around, rolling all around. Couple are cracked. Hey, unbiased LLC. I have something to show you in a minute. You were probably in the bushes and saw it. And uh, so there's eggs rolling around. She picks them up, comes in. But then when I went out today, guess what? One of the one of the eggs had rolled all the way under the vehicle, the full length of it, all the way down by the curb. Of course, I can't bend over and do all that and get the egg out. So in the morning when she gets here on Friday, we'll pick the egg up that's still sitting there pointing at me, making me guilty. She cleaned up the broken egg in the parking lot and rinsed it off. I don't even know where it was. So I will bury the egg in the garden for compost, for fertilizer. I didn't think about it with the other eggs. I was too stressed at getting in here. I don't look 77. Oh, thank you very much, Francesca. That's very kind. So, since my Nieta Unbiased is in here, Unbiased, I wanted to show you the only time that I personally paper piece. And it's on this really small 4-inch piece of 4-inch piece of a badge that I made for a former quilt guild. And that's when one of the times that I did care, because I knew all those hens were going to be looking at the points, looking to see that they touched the border, didn't go over, weren't cut off, all the stuff, all the rules, right? That's the only time. That's the only time. The rest of the time, I don't care. I want to create art, not uh fodder for running your lips. So, that being said, let's talk about GQUAT. GQUAT stands for Garden, Quilt, and Art Show. And I usually start off with the G for gardening. And I don't have anything to actually, I do. And I'll stand up and you can look at the quilt a little bit while I do it. Okay. So, I'm right here knocking stuff over. So see how cute my quilt is? And I was actually legally blind when I made this quilt. I made two of them, and one is in batiks, one is in African fabrics. So this is a jar of holy basil that I ground up. A couple weeks ago, I showed you this. This is, I didn't mark it yet because I couldn't find my favorite marker. This is, oh no, this is holy basil. This is rosemary. That's rosemary. But I harvested a lot of rosemary. Oh, thank you, Unbiased. That's a beautiful paper piece badge. The Retired Gardener's Journey. Thank you for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. So, this is a full jar. You see the herbs at the bottom of here? This is some aged rosemary. When this rosemary gets saturated with oil, it will fall to the bottom. But what I'm going to do is put this what I'm doing is infusing this jojoba oil and rosemary to use for my hair. I've been buying it, and there's a little jar about 4 ounces that costs about $15. Oh, guess what? This is 8 ounces. So eight times four, that's $32 worth. No, 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 no. I said 13 times four. So 4 times 3 is 12. It's like $52 or something. How many, I want to tell you something. Also, I wanted to talk about the books. Of course, you can see there's lots of books around here. I got a couple books recently, and I'll show you, because when I started school 100 years ago, what did school teach you? Reading and writing and arithmetic, right? Kids don't know how to read cursive. Number one, they don't write because they can speak into their devices and their devices write for them. Can they do arithmetic? Yeah. They turn on the calculator on their phone or their iPad or their computer and they put the numbers in. Nobody, what the brain is being taken away from us, you guys. The kids' brain, young people, and us old people, us elders, I stand corrected, us elders. It's like the stuff you don't do a lot, it you have to reach to remember it. I belong to a writing club a couple of years ago, and or a bunch of us writers, and we would get together and talk about a subject, and we'd have an outline, and then we would write different passages, and if you wanted to, you could read it to the group, or you could just keep it. You just keep it. It was a way of writing, but we wrote in cursive. And guess what? The cursive, some of the letters, like you're writing fast to do something, getting ready to write it. It's like, how do you make a capital Q? Do you make it like this? Or do you make a big Q like in printing and a Q and keep going? Or do you mix the two? Or you just do whatever and you do and get it on there. And I was looking at one of my old journals. I write a lot of things down and I write big, and it was like when I was writing out what I was going to do for my GQUAT membership club. By the way, if you want to donate to the channel, it's $1.99 a month, and pretty soon I will be donating some walker bags and wheelchair bags for military people, probably for Veterans Day, for people in wheelchairs and walkers, because they don't have their hands to hold things. You can't put a bag across it, and they need to put at least their phone and a bottle of water on their wheelchair or something. And I have a bunch of red, white, and blue fabric from all the years of doing Quilts of Valor. So I will be doing that, and I will do a tutorial. So what is this? This is something in progress. It's an upcycled binder that I'm making for someone because Sunday, she's a loctician. She's coming here to do my hair on Sunday, and it's going to be for her. When I finish it, these are a bunch of old 8-inch jean patches, and I put them together. There's stabilizer in there, and I will put a piece of leather for a bookmark and a pen pouch. She does a lot of writing, so I'll make her pen pouch big enough that it will hold more than one pen. The pen pouch I have on this one, I don't didn't have leather trim on this one. It's just some beautiful Chinese red fabric that I loved. And I just maybe I could squeeze another pen in. I like these bold writing gel pens. And I just had a piece of red fabric. After this one, I decided to make them longer because I like them hanging out the end when I open it. Thank you. So it is August already. You guys, before you know it, it's going to be Christmas. You can start making your gifts. So I was talking about books. So I'm going to segue into I have two great grandsons because I have six living generations. So I have one great grandson that is 5 years old. He's starting kindergarten and going a whole day. So I collect books. I go to book fairs. I go to yard sales. I go everywhere, and I love, love, love books. So this one's kind of funny because his mother has a cat, the 5 year old. And I say, Rylan, um, do you like mommy's cat? No. Do you let the cat in your room? No. Get out. Get out. Get out. He does not like cats. He does not like the cats in their room. But this is a book about the great big schoolhouse. And you know what's really funny, you guys? When I go to places where there are mixed generations, when I read to the kids and I make all the voices and animate them, the adults are sitting there spellbound as well. Why? Because some of them can't see to read, some of them can't hear, and they enjoy it as much as the kids. I went to a family funeral a few years back, and I was reading to the kids, and I looked, and in the second room, it was all adults. But about this book, this one is for the 5-year old, and it's about getting ready for school. So I've had this for a while, and it tells about a cat. The kitten's mother woke him up for school. Why do I have to go to school? Asked Huckle. All children go to school to learn how to read and write, said his mother. You want to be able to read and write, don't you? Now, please get up. Then it shows him brushing his teeth. Then further along in the book, it gets into his ABCs and stuff. So, of course, Nana doesn't just deliver the books. We have an intergenerational house at my mom's house, and parts of the 6 generations do live there of my bloodline, pescatarian. I see you're back. And so my granddaughter does my hair sometimes. She twists it, and it takes like 4 to 6 hours, whatever. And while I'm sitting in her beautician's chair, it's actually like a barber's chair, goes up and down, I read to the kids. And they actually put down their laptops, their iPads. Ryland's had an iPad since he was 6 months old. His iPad and his yellow pillow are two of his best friends. Now, what is this book? Here Are My Hands, illustrated by Ted Rand. And then, there are different vocabularies that we all have. There's one that we understand, whether it's in English, a foreign language, or something. There's the vocabulary that we use, in our daily life. And then there are some that are in legal documents or whatever that we need to understand. By the way, if you can't write cursive, how do you sign a contract? They all say print your name and sign your name. What if you can't sign? What do? Put an X and get somebody to witness it? How do you buy property? I'm just saying. That's just me. That's just me being the grandmother, great great grandmother that I am. Hey, Miss Shirley OG. For those of you who are content creators, put an exclamation mark GQUAT. See if I can find it without. I'm scared to touch stuff, you guys, because I've been puffing you out. So I will just leave it. Leave it. Because I went from Restream to StreamYard to whatever, and I don't want to lose you guys. So here's a book for the 2-month-old, and I like that there are people of all races on here. There's no one race in the whole world, and I want him to get used to seeing people that look, not get used to. He goes out sometimes, and of course, he sees people. And then it says, an International Reading Association children's choice book. So I like that this is international. By the way, my family is international. I think I told you guys that. So one of my grandson is half Asian. My great grandchildren are half Jamaican. I have nieces and nephews from Namibia, from Tanzania, and they call me mommy. So this is the book for the 2-month-old, and this book is about Here Are My Hands, because babies at this time, this little guy, he stares at you, he looks at who's holding him, and I think he's starting to recognize different people. in the family. And here's a book. Here Are My Hands. Look at all these different kids. Isn't that wonderful? When my kids were little, my yard was like the United Nations. There were kids of all races and denominations. I remember one time someone was coming to my house. They passed it. I had given them the address, and when they came and they said, "I didn't know that was your house." There were so many different kids. They didn't know whether it was a daycare or what. Some of the kids on the block were Native American. They had their long hair. There was just everybody. Everybody's kids were welcome. Still are. So here are my hands. So babies at this time, they start touching stuff, sucking their fingers, biting on their hands, doing things. So this book is for the 2-month old. And guess what? Nana's going to read it. Oh, exciting. Nana, Nana, banana. Anyway, here are my feet for stopping and going. Anyway, I'm not going to go through the whole book. It's really short. I had a challenge last year to write a children's book, and I have the subject. I just have not written it. I've got to get it going. Here is my head for thinking and knowing. So you're teaching the kids what the body parts are and what they're for. So I'm just having fun, you guys, too, because it's been such a crazy week and I had such a long day. After I made my 2 trips today, I got involved in a tenant group meeting outside. They were sitting outside. I went to go speak to them, and I stayed out there for about 45 minutes, an hour, almost homesteading with Janet. Said story time. Janet, did you see the herbs that I'm making? You guys, Janet and my Renaissance grandma make a lot of their own herbs and compounds. I know how to. I do some, but I just only do it for me. I do it for me. Call me selfish, whatever, but I do share with others. I will actually be making some. Jana gave me a comfrey plant. I nursed it indoors all winter. It's outside. It has huge leaves. I've harvested them, I dried them, and I'm at the point where I'm going to infuse it with some already infused dandelion oil. Then I will put the other stuff, the beeswax, in it and make it into a salve. Why? Because I waited until I'm 75 years old to get eczema on my elbow and it's cracked, and that's why it's like so dark and dry. Pescatarian gardener, my herb nerd friend. Yeah, I've been doing herbs for 60 years or more. I've been married forever. I just love, love, love herbs. There's a whole file cabinet over there. Whatever. I just don't show it all because why? It's taking over your garden, trying to kill your cayenne peppers. I need to put some in the ground so that it will. So look at a book that I found today, you guys, at one of my favorite places where my friend and I go. And there are giveaway books. This book is from the New York Times, large type cookbook. It's had some wear and tear on it. You can see how old it is. And there's a piece of scotch tape. But check this out. Your comfrey plant is a monster. I wish. I can't wait until mine becomes a monster. And then I have one herb. I actually need to take a picture of it because I've forgotten which one it is. And I planted it 2 or 3 places. It's not comfrey. It's not one of my normal herbs. My garden is mostly an herb garden because I can't grow much else. It's very shady over there, very shady, and almost homesteading with Janet. Thank you for being a friends and family member. So let me show you this book. This will make you smile. Those of you, I cook mostly from memory, stuff that I've been cooking forever and ever and ever. from scratch and from the garden. But look at this. I thought this was interesting. I actually bought 4 avocados at the farmer's market yesterday. Look how big this is. Yeah, don't even need your glasses to see it. I make guacamole, but this is their recipe. A recipe is just a guideline. It's whatever you want to make. Like sewing, like quilting, the I don't care club. It's whatever you want to do. Chicken liver, champagne pate. I make chicken livers for my mom, but I have 2 or 3 neighbors who also love chicken livers. Sometimes I put grated apples in them. Sometimes I make make it different ways. It's got this whole cookbook. Haven't even looked at it yet because I just got it today. I just had it today. Miss Shirley, they're asking how is your knee doing? Blueberry soup. I don't think I would waste my blueberries on soup. I'd get some butter and some flour and some sugar, and I would make me a good old blueberry cobbler, which is my great grandson's favorite dessert. Florida Keys red snapper. That's one of my favorite fish. My favorite fish. My friend, when she comes to do my hair Sunday, she's the one that has a friend with a boat, and all the fresh fish that they brought me already cleaned, already vacuum sealed, all all ready in the freezer, and all I have to do is cook it. So, what I'm going I was going to work on my big stitching, but I'm using embroidery thread, and it comes in 6 strands, and I'm separating them 2 by 2. Then I accidentally discovered that I liked it better with the 4 strands. So when I get the 2 strands through the special long big stitch needle, I will double it and use all 4 strands. So this is what I have so far. This is what it looks like on the back. So today I managed to get this little strip in here. I hated that it doesn't come out perfectly straight, but I don't care. This is art and it's original. This pattern is original. This whole piece is original. So, what I'm going to do today is show you that. Oh, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? So, I had all of my stuff ready. And, oh boy, bummer. Okay. Well, when you're in a space and you have other people in and out and things get moved, let me just take a quick look through because let me just stand up and see if I can see it because it was a project that, one second. Okay, so I don't know if it fell or whatever. I was going to make a project to take with me tomorrow. L triple G love. Oh, Mike made lemon curd last week. Nice. Nice. I don't have a lot of lemons right now, but I'm sure I will because when I go to the store and buy something, inevitably one of my friends, one of my gardeners friends will bring me more of them. Yesterday I told you I went to the farmer's market. I had a whole big cart full of fruits and veggies, including some really ripe peaches. This time I didn't leave them on the table. I put them in the fridge because I will make a small peach cobbler and take some to mom on Sunday. I don't put a lot of sugar in it. And today, with shopping, and my friend bought me another cartload of things. She went shopping. I went shopping. I already had the eggs in the parking lot. I have two more dozen of eggs. So there'll be a lot of egg recipes. Some other lettuce. I did not get lettuce yesterday. I got zucchini, cucumbers, tomatoes, radishes. So I don't have them in my garden, but I do get them fresh. So what I'm going to do, since I can't find Uncle Roscoe, all these things are work in progress. What I do with you guys on Thursdays, on Saturday, I'll be live again on Saturday. Oh, let me drop the link in case somebody wants to come up and show what are you guys working on in your life, in the garden, or Command C. And the guests can add channels. Okay. Okay. Take that off. Command V. If you got anybody wants to come up and show what you're working on live, Hunty. LGGG loves saying hello, GQUAT in chat. So this is a size H, which is a 5 millimeter crochet hook. Do I know this by heart? No. I've used this hook before. It was gifted to me, a whole set, by Mona Sifting Some Soil or F.R. Humphrey. I don't know which is which because one gifted me a set with these nice handles, and the other one gifted my mother a set with these large handles. So, if I sit back, you guys, this is a dishcloth that I'm making with 100% cotton. It's a modified granny square. And I'm working on giveaways. I'm working on Christmas gifts. And I have to look back and see if I've done a giveaway. Yeah, I think I did. Oh, LGG Love, guess what? My regular helper was not here for the last 2 weeks. Finally, yesterday, my helper that I have now took me to the post office. I showed her where my P.O. box was, how to get the packages. There was a line there, and you have to take, well, I take the fabric postcards out of the plastic sleeve and have them hand stamp it. Then I put it back in the sleeve and let them put it down. So there was such a long line when I went in the afternoon. I like going to the post office 8:30 in the morning when they open. So it didn't get mailed, hun, but I have it. I got you. UM Pescatarian. UM Pescatarian. Mother, Miss Shirley OG Gardner says kisses. Mike said it's going to storm there. The air pressure has your head hurting. Yeah. Wow. Um, what? Two of my you guys know I love making those neck bone pillows, right? And everybody in my family, in my direct life, has one. So Auntie Joanne had to spend the night away from home yesterday. And I said, well, did you have your go bag? Speaking of being prepped and being ready. And she did. And she said she had some extra pillows, her special pillow, and a blankie, and she was comfortable. And then my friend that I go shopping with every month, her cat had surgery yesterday on her tail. Honey, her cat, Hershey, where are you? He was here a while ago. Then he got mad because I didn't pay him any attention. So I see him. He's under the sofa over there, under his one of his beds. My mother said my apartment's too small for him to have 3 beds. It's his house. Hershey, come here. Oh, he is sound asleep. He is sound asleep. He's not even recognizing that I am calling him. But so my friend said her cat had surgery and her neck was hurting. She was up and down all night. And I said, well, did you have your special pillow that I gave you in her special colors? She likes red. And she said, yeah, but I was up and down all night and it got away from me. It's funny how these neck bone pillows are so addictive. I'm looking over there. I have a bunch of dark purple fabric that I'm going to have to cut up. And I have a couple people in my life that need purple pillows. So maybe I'll get around to it now. But, yep, this is my Festival of Arts t shirt. I was one of the guest speakers 2 years ago. Miss Shirley said she hopes your head feels better soon. So, since I can't find Uncle Roscoe's hat to pull apart, it was going to be too small. So, I'm going to pull it apart and redo it. So, I will just sit here, you guys, and crochet a little bit and see how you're doing and read the chat. What are you guys? Um, Tell me what zone you're in, because what state and what grow zone, because I know that you can't see my face, but I wanted you to see my lap. I can push it farther apart. Then maybe you could see both. Okay. You can see part of my face. Mike said once it rains, it'll feel better. We need rain. My garden is atrocious, expialidocious, if you say it very fast. It's really quite atrocious. I can't remember the words to the song. Anyway, anybody want to come up and sing the silly song? So, this is something I can do while I'm sitting waiting on the bus. I already told my helper to bring something to do. She likes macrame. I do macrame. I have a couple easy patterns. Maybe I'll show you guys to make hanging baskets for your garden. You can actually use macrame rope. You can use clothesline rope. You can use whatever you want. I also want to show you guys, do a tutorial on how to make a rope basket. Crafty Leo today was talking about baskets. I was in the chat listening, getting ready for this, and trying not to be late. And I can make a rope basket. I have one a friend of mine made. Mike is in Zone 4, Minnesota. Hi, Kathina. Thank you for coming. And welcome, welcome, welcome. Kathina says hi. Ohio 6B. There it is. You guys, Ohio 6B. You know what's interesting? I'm in Connecticut 6B. PIA says hello to everybody she didn't get to speak to. She's finally stationary. Oh, PIA, I didn't forget about that needlepoint you have either. This is one that's sort of finished. It's only 5 inches by about 6 inches. It took me forever to do that little bit. But this one is smaller petty point than yours. So it is what it is, right? Right. You wonder if you change grow zones when you move, Janet. Check it out and see. And where are your cats, Janet? Where are the cats? You guys, Janet and her husband just bought a homestead, and it's one that they're fixing up, and they go over there. She broke her foot. I think at 3 places. She's been working on it, gardening, burning, or climbing ladders. So the top of this green stitch was hard to see. So I am making a dishcloth. For those of you who would like in the future to make a wheelchair or a walker bag, put a 1 in the chat. I can tell you what you will be needing. Almost homesteading with Janet said still in 6A. One cat is living in a cabin with you. The other cat is living with your mother-in-law. Oh, nice. Hershey, he still won't come. He's got his knickers in a knot because I didn't pick him up when he came over before. Oh well. Oh well. As soon as somebody knocks on the door and he knows he's getting a treat, he'll change his attitude. He will change his attitude. So has anybody been cooking anything good out of the garden? Erica Taylor says 1. Miss Shirley says hello from Cleveland Heights, Ohio. I used to have a lot of family members, not a lot, but some family members in Cleveland. Some kind of hill they lived on. I have to look at one of my old address books. How many of you have oh wait, how many contacts do you have in your contact list, you guys? How many contacts in your contact list? The new homestead cat disappeared. Oh no, Mama Raccoon thought he was a threat. Whoa. There was a big raccoon in the garden. I mean, in the park the other day. I was scared for Hershey. So go to my contacts and oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. My iCloud contacts, I have 1,000. My great grandson started a new contact sheet with me because something happened in Gmail and they started saving my contacts over and over and over and over and over again. And I have not been to the T-Mobile place in years so they can fix it and stop it. I've tried deleting them, combining them, doing everything. So I'm thinking I probably have about 1,000. And then there's a list with 10,000 contacts. I know I don't have 10,000 contacts. I don't have 10,000 people I want to reach, or even 9,000. So, but how many of you have them printed out? You used to be able to go in Microsoft something and all of everybody in your address book printed out. You could print it out and even hole punch it so they fit in different address books. So is part of being prepared is getting your contacts in together. Almost Homesteading with Janet has 327. Maria Graham has a lot. Kathina says, Miss Shirley OG, she's not too far from you. Mike says, hello, Mr. Hershey. Oh, he's being a stinky poo. He's being a stinky poo. There's a new dog in the family at Mom's house. And his name is Charlie. My maternal grandpap's name is Charlie. He's buried in Pennsylvania. I don't know what zone. And over near Uniontown, over near almost going to Pittsburgh, Ohio. When I fly into Uniontown, I actually fly into Pittsburgh. No, that's Pennsylvania. And go in. Sometimes I go into Ohio. Nicky Nick, hello. How you doing, Nicky Nick? You're so busy in that garden. I saw you upplanting all those tiny little mustards and collards. You know what the funny thing is here? I'm untangling this cotton ball. I don't know what happened to this one. It was wound around, and then it got pulled. something happened, and Nikki, the everyday life of an OCD-ish chick. So, oh, I know what. I forgot to show you guys. Where is it? I have a mail haul. I will get back to this. I have a mail haul that is exciting. So, it was actually special delivery from one of the neighbors. You you have them written down, made into a list. Could we see what you have it written down on, Maria? We don't have to show us the list or anything. I'm just curious. Me, when I rewrite the 900 down, I'm gonna put them in one of those notebooks because who knows when your memory's gonna be erased, taken hostage, your computer shut down, whatever, whatever. So, if anybody would like to come up and show us what you're doing, Command V. I just reposted it. If somebody wants to come up. So, she never got around to sewing. So, this is really interesting. These are some hand cut 5-inch charm squares from Auntie Ellen's stash. So let's see what I gave her because these will be regifted. And I remember when I made my first, I didn't have Afrocentric fabrics when I first started quilting. I just had traditional fabrics. Then I fell in love with animal prints and other traditional African fabrics. So let's see what is in this stash. Miss Shirley has over 600. Whoa, girlfriend. Now that sounds about what I have. So let's check these out. You all love looking at fabrics. It's like I'm rediscovering them because these all came from my stash at one time. I know, unbiased, Rachel, your eyes are about to pop out. But there are like several of this one animal print. Then there are several of this. Wait, are these the same? Yeah, it's from the same critter. These animal prints. You guys always love watching. So this is not necessarily African fabric. I know that it's not because I can feel the texture, but it's animal print and it will suffice. I think I just wanted to make something with browns and neutrals. So this is a neutral that I just loved. So I just stuck it in there. Why? Because I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. This is going to make a beautiful quilt. So my intention was to show her how to cut some 5-inch blocks with Kona black and make 2 patches and then 4 patches as an easy way to start. And she could even hand sew these, but it never happened. So she gifted them back, and thank you, girlfriend, because these will be used. I was turning them upside down. Now I got them twisted around. It's okay. This is an animal print, but you see, this one's lighter. I like a mix of lights and darks, but these are all going to be paired with one block of whatever color and then one block of black. So this one is just Oh, I thought that was basil. Basil is a type of African fabric where it's interwoven, but it's not. I'm trying to see if I can show you the light print in there. Can you see that? I just love looking at fabrics. Okay, so here we go again on Auntie Ellen's little lap. So here are a bunch of zebra fabrics. Yes, unbiased Rachel LC PIA. I cut these myself. I just have a really big cutting board, like 60 inches across, and I 60 inches I think by 36, and I will pile it high on a big table, and I had the big rulers and the big rotary cutters when before I downsized, and sometimes I would cut all day. So these are some I already showed you, some more of that little light print. And this I think would make a beautiful quilt, a beautiful, beautiful. So these are just solids, orange, a different kind of orange, maybe. Oh, this one is different. This is like, you know what this is like? You're watching on your TV, looking back at your phone to read comments. That's what I do. Hello, retired gardener, she says. Beautiful fabric. Thank you. This one is different. There are a couple of these. A couple of these. But I wanted to show you what else is in this bag that the neighbor brought me today. So I don't think I showed you this orange. It'll just brighten it up with the other side black, or I could use like something like unbleached muslin or a Kona off white. Here's one of the lighter blocks. It's a boring block, but guess what? When all these are put together, it's going to be gorgeous. Hello, good morning, gorgeous. That's a song, y'all, from Mary J. Blige. And there's some cowrie shells in there, some digital animal print. But I did share these. These are not that heavy imported African fabric. Is it because I'm racist? I want African fabric. No. You guys, you know what it is? The texture is different, the color is different, and the weight of the fabric. Yesterday, when I replayed unbiased live stream, and she was talking about 800 thread count Egyptian cotton sheets or something or thread. There's nothing like that. There is nothing like that good feel of cotton. You know, it's like when you buy wool or something, a suit back in the day, and you have that nice feel to it. That's how the cottons are, that long grain cotton that's only grown in Africa because of the climate. I don't know why. I don't know what makes a long thread count, or you hear about Egyptian cotton. Well, where's Egypt? Egypt's in Africa. Nikki says that's different, likely. So this is going to go in a quilt for my new loctician who wants to learn how to quilt. So we will share some knowledge. So what else is in this mail haul? Actually, special delivery haul. For those of you who have never seen double-sided fabric, she must have bought this on her own. It's really shiny on one side. It's off white. I don't know what her plan was because, like, for a tote, this would be very difficult to keep clean. One of you, who was it? Let me see. Uh, a resilient dad got a bag for his wife and it had pink applique and green. Now, this with maybe applique, but you couldn't set it on the ground, it would get dirty. So, let me show you what double sided quilted fabric looks like. So, here's side one. There's the batting. It's a polyester batting. And then there's side two. So I can tell you like the bold colors and textures, call you racist. Oh, oh, hmm. I'm not going to do that. We're not going to do that. I love Indonesian batiks too. This quilt in back of me is made with a lot of those Indonesian batiks, and yeah, really sumptuous. I machine quilted it, and yeah, this is like the type of fabric that you touch. It's like you have your puppy or your cat, and you're sitting there rubbing their fur, rubbing their fur. So this is a yard and a half. You guys, this fabric is usually about $20 a yard. Who knows what it is now? The Joann's closed. Then in here, she has some bits and pieces that we started in my class. And I know what these are. These were pockets for a tote. So there's one pocket. You may have seen me make a tote out of this. And the pockets can be either turned the same way or put on one side, one inside, one outside. So here's two pockets. I don't know why. She just didn't want to. And she has a sewing machine. She has a sewing machine. You love animal prints, Miss Shirley? Me too. Me too. One whole end of my closet is like animal prints of this and that and whatever. Okay. So I see where we were going with this. This was going to be one tote. I was going to put it this way, this way, cut out a little square down here. It's already edge stitched, so she didn't have a serger. So it's edge stitched. I can put the pinking shears on this, and I can put I would put a French seam in here, or when it's cut with pinking shears, look, it takes the fringed edges off. So this is going to be a bag. What type of bag will I make out of it? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So here is a bag of thread. And guess what? I had already made real straps. Look at this, Unbiased LLC. So I took the fabric and I folded it in half. Then I folded it in half again and I edge stitched it. This handle is so much thicker than webbing. But guess what? Here's two handles because I will be cutting it in half with my pinking shears to go on this bag. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that Saturday. Then she has a whole bag of thread. Now, I ain't calling the snob police, right? I ain't calling them, but I will tell you this. I will not be using these. I will share and give them away, but I am funty about my thread. I use all kinds of fabric, including old clothes, old jeans, everything. But my thread, trust and believe, I am buying the best thread possible because whatever I sew, I want it to last 100 years. I want it to last 20 years, 25 years. I am not doing all this sewing for it to be thread rot. What do you call it? Dry rot. We are not doing that. We are not doing that. Now, this is making me smile because this is some upholstery material. I don't know if you remember that bag that I made for Big Rooster. This is like out of that same batch of upholstery fabric that I got from an interior designer, and we made bags out of them. Uh, Now, because it was upholstery fabric, I did use stabilizer in back of these other bags. But look at this. This is really nice. This is nice fabric. ARD, you must have heard your name, sir. You must have heard your name. Thank you for coming and welcome. I'm sorry I missed you the other day. Child, of all the things I've ever lost, I miss my mind the most. I just remembered that we misconnected. So, guess what these are, you guys? These are two more pockets, maybe to go on the inside of that animal print one. And what is this? The lining for the pocket to put either this animal print or another one. What a good haul, you guys. ARD is saying ELOC Nation. So look at, oh my gosh, Unbiased is going to lose her mind. So this same young lady, I had her buy a couple of fat quarters, and I was teaching her how to cut blocks. I'm pretty sure this is about 6.5 inches. Why? Because that's the size block that I make a lot of things. And I've been sewing so long, I can almost look at fabric and see what size it is. You see this? So this will be a bunch of 6.5 inch blocks to mix and match with whatever. Could they be made into 5 inch blocks? Yeah, but then you'd be wasting an inch and a half of fabric. This is already cut 6.5 inches. This is cute. I don't know. So this is, maybe it was fat quarters, maybe it was half yards, but it's plain to mix and match with all the other stuff. Everybody's saying hello to everybody. ARD, we missed you. We missed you. Glad to see you around. Now, this is about a 3.5 inch strip. Let me see if I can guess correctly. No, I guess incorrectly. It's a 4 inch strip. Okay. So that goes over there. Let's see what else is in this bag. Oh, I had gifted her a couple of these needlepoint things. Why? Because this is what Auntie Ellen uses in the bottom of her bags as stabilizers. ARD. Is wifey still using that bag that you got for her? Are you still using your carry-all? Those are bags made, you guys, from old pants, old jeans. I always keep a 6.5 inch ruler around. Why? Because sometimes I just want to spot check something. I do so much stuff in advance, time gets away from me. Oh my gosh, look at this. More handles, bag handles made. Well, this one's almost made. It just needs some batting stuck in the middle. This is some more a mix and match handle. And these are the tiny strips that were cut from, I don't know why, from that other fabric. But guess what? Me, I would put all of this together. I'm going to keep it together and put it in a quilt. What is this? This is webbing. Hey, Deidre, the analytic gardener. Thanks for coming and welcome. You guys, don't forget to give a thumbs up, please. It will help my algorithm and keep me around a little longer. So, this is webbing. It's a 100% cotton. How do I know? Because I know what I order, and I like cotton. And polyester feels differently. They use the polyester for animal leashes, for strapping, for suitcases, other things like that. But there's nothing like 100% cotton. I just love it. And when people take classes from me, that is what they get. By her being in this class, I also gifted my students some things. Let's see, what is this? OMG. OMG. Guess what? Oh, here's a button that was purchased, a fancy button to go on a bag. To go on a bag. Oh, this what a good mail haul this was, you guys. Oh my goodness. And a surprise thimble for a big finger. I can tell that's a big thimble. A ruler, a ruler. And these were some of mine. One of my friends passed, but she had a Cricut and she cut all these fleur-de-lis. Here's a fleur-de-lis in gold. All I have to do is affix it to something. Maybe I'll put it on that bag that's like shimmery off-white. Who knows? One never knows. Do one. Do one. So I put it back in this bag. And the people who participated in my class, I often had things to give away. Here's some more webbing, a thinner type, off-white. Darth X, thanks for coming and welcome. We're going through some of my fabrics. Nikki Nick, look at this. So Nikki had got a journal a few years ago. I think you still have it, but I wanted you to see this luxurious, thick cotton fabric. And it says Jacobean, an original screen print. This is some of that fabric like they have like at Ralph Lauren, West Elm, Neiman Marcus. And this was a bunch of this. I put this on the table for my class members. Why? Because I didn't have any more room to keep anything. Our treasured home, Nancy. Thank you for coming. Welcome, welcome. Donzel Cooper. Thank you, friends and family, all of you. I don't know why, you guys. This is like a family reunion. I'm being reunited with some of my fabrics that I've already gifted away, and they were regifted back to me. So look at all this, you guys. All of this. I think I might do another giveaway. I don't have this cut up in right now, but this will make several journal color covers. I do put stabilizer on it. And look at this, you guys. This is several more yards. You guys, this is $25 a yard fabric. OMG. Nikki says she loves her journal. I liked it because it had flowers and reminded me of my gardening. Look at this, you guys. So I think what I did was cut these. I did. This is a little more than 1 yard, but I cut them in 1 yard pieces. It's like 55 inches wide, and I gave each of the students at least one piece, and they could do whatever they wanted with it. Now this, I would make a journal cover. I would do something because it's upholstery fabric. It is 100% cotton. I would not make a like a pillow unless it was like a sofa pillow or something, because I don't know why, but it's cotton, but it's a little heavier cotton. I don't like this against my face. I like soft cottons. Now what is this? One of my friends, actually a friend of a friend, who was vice president of sweaters at Ralph Lauren back in the day, gifted me all these all these fat quarters of shirt fabric. Look at this. ARD, look at this. This would make a crazy, beautiful quilt. You know, mix it with some unbleached muslin or something of this. Now, this is a mixed cotton blend. I can tell by feeling it. So I don't know. I would probably just mix it with something, even denim, something sturdy, something strong. This is a little bit thinner, but it's the shirting and all these different colorways. Here's green with red. Now these would have been some expensive Ralph Lauren shirts. This is his Ralph Lauren fabric. Here's some green with purple and stuff. Sorry you can't see my face, you guys. I'm just trying to show you all these colors that I had gifted away. So I think we started cutting blocks to make a quilt. This is probably a 1 yard piece. Oh, these maybe were half-yard pieces. I don't know why. I just get so excited watching it. Red with something in it, purple with something in. These would have been some crazy men's shirts. Then here, of course, here's this red, and let me see. Sorry. And there's one more button. Buttons are expensive, you guys. There used to be a button store in LA, and my sister Joanne Stevens and I used to go. I think it was in Beverly Hills. So no, no, no. I know where. Oh, I know what street that was on. My sister's not here because she had something important to do. But we used to go there. We paid like $25 for one button. 15 back in the day. Back in the day. Now what is this? Is this what I think it is? Can't see. Oh, a nice piece of tailor's chalk. Look at this, a pescatarian. Look at this, PIA. So I guess this was to keep it from getting the edges bent. I will be using this to put marks. Look, this is just going to come in handy because I was going to make some marks on this, something like this. Of course, I just take a wet rag and wipe that off, but I'm going to hand quilt a little design in these thicker sections. So I was going to look for a thin piece of unbroken tailor's chalk. Looky here, looky here. So, one never knows what one's going to find out. ARD saying, behave. You like that as a wall covering? I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Oh. So when my helper comes in the morning, she's going to say, oh, nice. You can always use that for marking my fabric. And then I asked her if she wanted this bag. Look at this cute bag. I love bags. It says Ashanti Ghana. And she gifted me the bag as well with a wooden handle. So, wasn't that fun, you guys? Interesting. I was tired. I was going to crochet. Now I don't know where the crochet is. It's underneath something. But it's been an hour and a half. You guys, don't forget, ARD said the prints are solid. Thank you. I just love fabric. I just love fabric. Even if I gave it away and they gave it back to me. You guys, one of the interior designers from a major house was retiring, going out of business. Her assistant, her executive assistant for like 30 years since high school worked for this woman and invited me over there because whatever I didn't take home was going in the dumpster. They were going to call a dumpster. So I went over there, and the entire back of a Grand Cherokee Jeep and part of the front seat, every single section, you know how fabric comes in rolls? It was filled with rolls of fabric, and my grandkids and great grandkids came and brought them all up to the third floor of mom's house to my arts and crafts room. And then I moved here, downsized, and it would, uh, I had to share. I had to share, and I still will. Oh, you know what? Some of these might make cute wheelchair and walker covers. So I will be doing that. Do any of you have any questions? I think I will shut it down. Thank you for coming. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Mother, Egoamote, I will call you in a little while, Mom. And in American Sign Language, this is an I. Hold your hand toward the person you're talking to. This is an L. This is a U. This is how you say I love you in American Sign Language. And let me see if I can do in my outro. Okay. I caught that, Janet. Janet says if I ask questions, will you stay on longer? I'll stay on. What are your questions, Janet? My dear Janet. We haven't had you up here with any. It's always fun to find things we forget about. Exactly. Exactly. How many of you? Oh, almost homesteading with Janet says, love to each of you. So take care, you guys. Don't forget, Miss Shirley is going live. It's me again. Have to do a money dance for ARD. For AID. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.